We are back once again, and bisexual won the votes, the comments, the DMs, the inboxes, everything by a landslide. So bisexual is probably the last one I'm going to do, with the exception of the pride flag, which was my plan to finish everything off, and a bunch of you asked for that one as well, so we're going to do that one too. So this is what we have currently for bisexual. So I've dived into the history a little bit as well. So you've got various different characters. Love going back to Greeks with this. So you've got Apollo, you've got Dionysus, you've got Pan, you've got Alucard from Castlevania, you've got Dorian Gray, you've got Casanova, you've got, not necessarily as a bisexual, just as a vibe for the costume, Jareth from Labyrinth. Love that guy. And of course the ever magnificent Alan Cumming. And that is a lot of the inspiration for this outfit. So currently for bisexual we have got, again we're going with the flag too. I've decided to go with a sort of mishmash, very much sort of asymmetrical kind of vibe. I was considering for a little while doing sort of a twin look, so you could have one of each, but I haven't done that for any of the other ones and I don't feel that's fair. However, I do think I should probably do the zodiacs, so if you guys would like that, then that's probably something that I shall be doing. So we've got top hat, and I want it to be a very specific type of top hat. So you've got the top hat shape, and then it's just this really extended brim, almost like a sort of pointy cowboyish hat at the front, and then elf ears, because of course, and then we've got a big sash, and then we're going into this sort of tartan vibe down the bottom. I'm going for, and I kind of sort of want to add something down the back, but that might be too much. So we've got like little shoulder lapel things, you've got glittery sequins going down the sleeve, you've got the big sash, you've got the jacket at the top, sort of a mini jacket here, and they've got embroidery down the side of the trousers which come down and stop at the knee, and then we're going to have socks which are really long, probably in different colors, and then boots as well. And then we've got the sort of half kilt in two varieties, so you've got the top half which is going to be in one set of color, and then the bottom which is going to be another. And this is the bisexual vibe thus far. We've also got the pride one, and this is for everybody, so everyone under the pride umbrella, well, I guess umbrella, but flag. So this character is going to be carrying the flag, I think, and I've decided to make this one completely armor, because every time I've looked into the history, whether it's in a myth, a story, there's always something to overcome in the history as well, in terms of history, not just characters, the history of riots and protests, and just trying to get voices heard and get recognized and not have rights taken away and be understood in 5-minute segments sometimes. So it's completely armor, but again I'm going fantasy armor, so I'm going to try and make it look sort of like a dragon. That's the vibe we're going for, but also dragon slash unicorn. So I want to give a unicorn horn. I was going to do tiefling horns, but then it felt a little bit too much like the tiefling, so instead we're going for a unicorn horn and a sort of dragon, so like a dragon with a big unicorn horn. I might try and incorporate some fire too. I've made scale mode going all the way down, and then these that are sort of inspired by the Les Brotherson designs that I used in my Edward Scissorhands. So these are going to be a different texture. These are part of the armor. These are going to almost look like ribs coming up here, and then I'm still trying to decide what to do for the bottom half, so bear with me there. Alright, decision finally made. So this is the bottom half of the armor. I've decided to carry on with this sort of rib style thing. Again, I'm calling on Edward Scissorhands quite a little bit for this, so this is going all the way down onto the leg. I've also decided to have one of those sort of drapey bits of fabric that is attached around the waist, and it's going to be flowing down, possibly like the flag as well, so they might not need to carry the flag, but I might have both. And then it's going to go down into big boots as well, and a sword, because obviously sword. Alright, now to digital these. Alright, let's go. Paolo was exhausted, because only Paolo can take this, and give you a princess. So we've got feather in the hat, because, well, it was missing something, wasn't it? And we've got glittery jewelry sparkles all the way up. I've done it sort of asymmetrically, so like in the picture it goes over the shoulder on this one, and on this one it goes down the elbow, so you can see that. And it's got chains and jewelry and fancy floofy bits, and the socks and the boots, which are sort of stripy different colours. And I decided to go for a sort of pale purple for the skin to sort of match the flag, but not be exactly the same shade of purple as everything else. So yes. So this is where we are currently at. I am enjoying drawing essentially scale metal armor, but I am also very aware that it does look like a tube of Smarties right now. So yeah, bear with me on that one. I've done just friggin' rainbow everything, and then I decided that a colour that goes nicely against the silver of the armour is a sort of pinky colour, so I've done that for the sort of like trousers, I guess, that you really can't see. I debated not having everything rainbow, but you know what? I don't care anymore. Everything is being rainbow except for these little bits. So I've got the sort of rib cage style bits of armor here and the sort of fantasy style ones going down there and some simple boots. And then we've got this, and I've just realised that I've accidentally drawn this behind the armour, and it needs to be in front of it, so bear with me there. And I'm going to add a rainbow horn, some dashes of magic, and I'm playing around with what I want to do with this flag. I think I might colour these in. I originally thought it gave it a bit of texture, but I have changed my mind now. This video is probably going to be very quick because it is very fucking warm and I want to go and make some food. So, yeah, this is stage 1. Bear with for stage 2. It is complete. I went for a sort of very bright blue sky with this one, and I obviously edited the flag. I think in the last video I was playing with texture and whatever. I've edited this so it looks a bit more sort of like a flag, but again, we're not quite going for realism. And I've added the horn, really like the horn, and yeah, so this is what it looks like. I shall pop it onto the screen right now. And my final question for you guys is, well, I've got two actually. Two final questions for you. Number one, which one is your favourite? Of all the Pride designs I've done, I think I've done 6, maybe 7. I'm going to put them all on the screen. Let me know in the comments if you could. Which one is your favourite so far? I am sorry if I didn't get to do all of them. I was going by the popular vote, and bisexual was by far the knockout of the park winner for this week, as well as people wanted a Pride one, which I was going to do. So obviously I had to finish the month on this one. Hello foot, it's fucking warm. So let me know in the comments which one is your favourite. And then the second question is, what would you like me to do next? Now, a few of you have sent me in your OCs, your characters, your ideas, your themes, and I'm going to base an outfit around that. I'm going to try to do, I think, maybe 3 a week, because then there's more for you guys to look at, unless it's something really complicated. Like, for example, I am going to do some costume designs for maybe 5 of the main characters for the Pirates of the Caribbean musical that I come up with. Haven't written the music for, just FYI, I've come up with the concept, how it might work, and what some of the songs would be and some of the lyrics, that kind of thing. But I really want to do some costume design for that, so I think I'll do that. I'm also going to do some other characters, for example, from my podcast, The Black Dog, which is going to come out hopefully next year. And again, a bunch of you guys' characters. So if you've got any themes or characters or ideas or something that you'd like to see put on the stage that we haven't seen yet, you'd like me to see designs costume for, then let me know those in the comments as well. And yeah, for this, I shall leave you. Happy friggin' Pride Month. And don't forget, you can have Pride all year round. It is not just reserved for 1 month. I love you all. Don't forget to hydrate. Bye-bye. It was missing something. I knew it was missing something, and I hadn't decided what. I kept going back and forth between adding like a sort of veil thing to the helmet, but I decided I didn't want it because I like the flag itself being there instead. But there was something missing, you know what it friggin' was? Shoulder pads. I got so distracted by doing all of the like Smarties armor that I completely forgot that it was supposed to have shoulder pads. So shoulder pads and a horn. This is the completed look. This is it. So happy Pride, everyone. This is the completed look.